What's up, guys? It is PEV Pilot, and I am at a park with a 10,000 watt 72 volt Alibaba electric mini bike. And I was here recording some B-roll, some shots for a video I was working on. And now that I finished that, I'm heading home. And I just want to share a little bit about how I get home on this scooter. Again, home is in downtown LA. So we are in Mar Vista Park right now. I am going against the grain in this car cultured city known as Los Angeles. I started probably 3 years ago now with my first electric bike. It was very small. Not small, but it was thin, and it was expensive for what it was. A admission, it was $1,100. A super basic model. And I believe that it was not worth it, but it was really cool, the experience of an electric motor for the first time, the battery, and charging all of that. So 1,100, and it was a basic model. No suspension. It was a 10 amp hour battery and a 500 watt motor, and it was a 48 volt. It was just a basic heavy bike as well. There was nothing really special about it. It was just one of the, I don't want to say worst, but I guess worst things you can get. But the market was still fresh. It was also very new. So both of those combined meant that I didn't get the best bike. I biked to work with that bike all the time for a year. And then on Alibaba, I saw that I could get something cooler, way cooler. It was a 1,000 watt motor with 2 dual batteries, 22 amp hour each. And I knew I was moving to downtown. I was still living with my parents. And I was thinking ahead because I did not like cars. Before ordering this bike, I didn't get I had a car. And I sold it. And I knew I had to get to work somehow. And I didn't want to take the bus because right now in LA, the bus sucks time-wise. It sucks time-wise. Like, it's hard to... You'd spend like an hour and a half, like altogether, to get home from Venice Beach. And so I just didn't want to take the bus, and I needed something faster. And I was doing math and everything, average speed, average speed, and how long it would take to travel that speed from downtown to the beach. And I did some calculations. I researched bikes, and I found an Alibaba bike. I got that bike, and I was just ahead of the game because that bike served
Sorry for the interruption. I just got a phone call, but I was saying that bike served me very well. It lasted for a year, it lasted for 3 months, and I'll tell you why it lasted for 3 months. I got hit by a car. I was going in a straight line, and this car sped up and just turned right in front of me. Literally matched my speed, added 2 more miles, and then turned right. Obviously, I hit the car because, they hit me actually because I was going in a straight line. As you see in the video right now, I was going in a straight line. So imagine if that red car just turned right. That's how it happened. And the bike was gone. I am okay though. Luckily, I don't know how I'm okay. I know a coworker who fell, at a walking speed, 2 to 3 miles per hour, fell, and I think either got a concussion or was very injured. And so I'm very lucky. I was traveling at 30 miles per hour. Of course, I did have a helmet on, but I just am very lucky not to have broken anything or been seriously injured in that regard. So that bike lasted me 3 months, and I did go to work from downtown to the beach. Then I got a new one, same model, just all black this time, and that one lasted me a year. So really think about it. 1 year the bike was $1,800, and 1 year you pay that much for just gasoline here. And then after that year, I sold it for $800. So really, I spent $1,000 in 1 year. And if you divide that by 12 months, you get about $83 per month. And car payments are beyond that. Insurance alone is beyond that. So for a year, that's how I was getting to work, and it was very much worth it. I also didn't get stuck in traffic. It took me 40 minutes to get home, whereas if I had a car, paying gas, insurance, repairs and everything like that comes with a car, it took me an hour from the beach back to downtown LA, an hour plus. So in the end, I really won. I saved time and I saved a lot of money. After that bike, I sold it because I had gotten a really the same bike again. I was gonna say really cool, but I got the same bike again, and then it had a third battery, so I really didn't have to worry about range, and it was faster. It didn't really make much of a difference though, because average time, stop signs, stop red lights, all those things combined, the average time decreased by 1 minute, which is okay, but I was looking for more comfort, slight speed, and more torque, and that's exactly what I got for that. And that lasted me for another year. Granted, this bike was more, it was $2,300, but then I sold it after a year of using it for $1,200, and that made my balance $1,100. So again, if you do the same math again, it's about $95, and that's awesome. And along this time too, I picked up this new hyper scooter. I call anything that goes 40 plus miles per hour or accelerates extremely fast. I call those hyper scooters because I think they sound really cool, and they're you just don't call them scooters anymore. They need a cooler name for them. So I got this hyper scooter made by Geofont. The official name for it is Molo, which is weird, but I have I believe Molo 5, whatever though. The for sure name is Molo electric scooter. I think of it more as a mini electric bike, because there are mini bikes here in LA, and those are gas powered and they're small, and this one is small too, but it's electric. So it's that's how I come up with the name mini electric bike. And so my name for a long time on Instagram was Special E-Bike, but then once I got that mini e-bike scooter thing, I don't really know what to call it. I had to name myself to something more general, and I feel what I did was I put it into an AI generator for ChatGPT. It was ChatGPT, and I asked it give me some names. Here's what I do, and it shot a bunch of names. And PEV Pilot really stuck with me. I really like that, and it was very true to what I do. I don't just ride electric bikes, so I changed all my names to PEV Pilot, so personal electric vehicle, and then pilot, because I am the pilot of these vehicles, and I changed it to that. So I again was looking at Alibaba because I wanted something more. Once you get that taste of speed, it slowly starts building up, because I first started with a 500 watt motor, 48 volt, then I went up to a 1000 watt motor, 48 volt, and then I went to a dual, so it's going to be 1000 each motor, 52 volt, so that's 2000 watts and a 52 volt. And then I was looking at Onyx, Suron, and some other ones that I don't really remember. And the Onyx I was gonna get, I will searched up on Facebook Marketplace, okay, this Onyx one looks really good. I just don't know the range, but it looks really, really good. And I contact them and I'm like, hey, I'll give it for you for this much. They're like, no. Then a week later they lower it, and then I'll say, I'll give it to you for this much, because I lowered it again. And he says, okay, I can do this much. So it was just $100 more of what I was asking. And then he realized who I was, and he got offended, and he's like, actually, I'm not gonna sell it to you anymore. And now Onyx is out of business, sadly, because they were a cool company for sure, but I was gonna get an Onyx. And then towards the end of my finding the Geofont Molo scooter, I saw a couple of videos, and the Onyx wasn't the best, but for what I was gonna do, it was the best, because I just do street riding mainly. So yeah, it was good for me. So I always open Alibaba and I check out new scooters and new releases, and sometimes they recommend you new suppliers, and I found this little electric scooter. And I think 6 months ago, I saw it one time and I'm like, that's very interesting. I'll just save it. And then again, it popped up 6 months later. And I was way more fascinated this time because I really wanted speed and all the specs and the looks. I needed something really discreet and non-intimidating, and that's why I kind of chose the Onyx, or was thinking about it heavily, because the Onyx looks super friendly, still kind of looks like a bike, look really chill, laid back. And the Alibaba one that I saw, Geofont, looked really kind of goofy. It still looked kind of cool. It looked unintimidating. It looked small. It was very maybe petite, I guess. I don't know. Just it looked kind of cute in a way, if you know what I mean. And I'm like, and I just didn't want attention from cops, because cops, I know most of them don't really care as long as it doesn't make noise. And LA cops especially, they don't really care either, unless you're doing extremely reckless things, obviously calling attention to yourself. And a Suron, a lot of people say Surons don't here in LA get a lot of attention, but maybe I want to bring it somewhere else. Or maybe I hit the right cop or the wrong cop and they care and they don't like the Onyx and they'll just pull me over and take it away. So that's why I chose this little electric scooter, and I ordered it. And then I was nervous because it was a different company that I was ordering from, so I was like a little nervous. I did get the package, I got the box, and I opened it, and the rest is history. I'm now riding a scooter that goes basically 55 miles per hour, and it's pretty stable. Unfortunately, I can't, at those high speeds, take my hand off and ride one-handed or even no-handed, the sad part. Because there's no steer dampener, and I know I could get one, but I don't really see the need. I don't usually need to take my hands off all the time, so it's fine. But it handles really well, and I only use it for street riding because that's what it's meant for. Anyways, that's PEV Pilot out. I got more stories to tell you about my PEV adventure. See ya.